And we are rolling on October 20th here at UCLA, part 2 of our film speeches, where it's a beautiful sunny day. It's actually a little warm. Sunshine is shining. Andre is about to share with us a film that really moved him.
Hi everyone, my name is Andre.
Hi, Andre.
As we all know, movies are categorized into genres. Comedies make us laugh, romantics make us cry, and thrillers keep us on the edge of our seats. And sometimes movies really come out of their genre and surprise us. Today I want to share with you guys a movie from 2006 called Click. And it's about a workaholic man who finds a universal remote and is able to forward time, go back in time. But like most of us, he did not read the terms and conditions and fell into many consequences. Michael Phillips, who is a writer inside the Los Angeles Times, he criticized the movie Click in 2006 when it first came out. He said that Adam Sandler has a "I'm a jerk but you still love me" persona, and said the movie Click as a whole is a whorish product placement for Twinkies. I partially agree with this because yes, Twinkies is zoomed in many times and kept there for 15 to 20 seconds, but there was an emotional aspect to the movie as well. Today I want to share with you how Click moved me in 3 ways. It helped me remember my childhood, it made me feel guilty, and it made me feel sad. The Click really helped me remember my childhood because it had my dream superpower inside the movie. It was basically to control time, be able to go forward in time, be able to go back in time. And that's what Adam Sandler was able to do, who is the main character inside the film. Adam Sandler finds a universal remote control and is able to go forward, go backwards. And that really helped me remember my childhood because when I was younger, my parents were divorced, and this movie came out in 2006, which I was about 11 years old. And my dream as a child was to go back in time and try to change what the outcome of my parents' fights and their divorce was. And that is the way that Click helped me remember my childhood. The second way the film moved me was that it made me feel guilty. There was a time in the movie where Adam Sandler was sitting, working, and not to kill the movie but too much, but he was on autopilot basically, and his father walks in at an old age. And when his father walks in, he pushes him away and says that, "I'm working, please don't bother me." And as his father was leaving, he says, "Son, I still love you," and he just walks away. And this really made me feel guilty because I know I do that to my mom a lot of times. Let's say I have plans with her or I plan on going out with her, and sometimes something more of my interest comes about and I decide to push her away and say, "Mom, I can't today, my friends call me." And stepping back and seeing this part made me really realize that I am actually guilty of this too, and I should not do that because yes, people pass away and they're not going to be in my life for too long, so I should enjoy every moment that I can with them. And that is how this movie made me feel guilty. And the third way the film moved me was that it made me sad. In the movie, Adam Sandler thinks he gets a job promotion, so he comes home that night with new toys and bikes for his kids. It was interesting to me because in this part of the movie, it's very happy and everybody's excited, but it actually reminded me of the time that my parents were getting a divorce. When my parents were fighting at home and they were in arguments, my dad also used to bring me gifts home and to my sister, so we don't realize the issues that are going about at home. I mean, I realized this issue later today when I watched it again, that it was actually a cover-up, and it was I didn't realize at the point, but I didn't realize it back then, but today when I do realize it, I realize how it made me really sad when I realized that what my father was trying to do. In summary, this movie made me remember my childhood, made me feel guilty, and made me feel really sad. And to tie it back all together, we have to give movies a chance because yes, Adam Sandler is a very comedic person, and The Click was a comedy genre-placed movie, but it really stepped out of its boundaries and became an emotional, and people were able to connect with it because it played with the space-time continuum and addressed many issues such as loving your family and pushing away others that are not to your advantage. So I hope you guys could watch the movie, and hopefully it will move you as it was able to move me. Thank you.
452.
Hi, my name's Caroline.
Hi, Caroline.
Andre, I really liked your speech and how you talked about like how at the end how it was really like can relate, like people can relate to it, because that really like made me feel like you related to it through your stories, and also like brought it back as like I related to this and that's why it made me feel emotional, and then it's almost like convincing to like make us watch it too, like you will also be able to relate to it. Good job.
Okay, improvement.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura.
It was really good. There's just like a couple places where it seems like you lost your train of thought, so that's it.
Okay, Andre, let's talk about your film speech. You chose, similarly to the last speaker, to make an observation about movies, categorized by genre. They make you laugh, they make you cry, or they keep you on the edge of their seat. But then your kicker is, but sometimes the unexpected happens, and in this case, it was the case of Click. And that was the movie. So that was your introduction. I would just say it was okay, it was fine, and you tied back to it. It wasn't great. Try a poem or quote a story another way next time, but something that grabs a little bit more than an observational thing like this. Yeah. Your review was funny. I like the quote you chose. I'm a jerk, but you still love me. And whorish product placement and Twinkies, yeah. That was all true in a way, in a sense. But you also saw some merit to the film, so I take it you disagreed a little with the quote. Your preview was fine, child. With this exception, when you said, remember my childhood, I couldn't quite figure out what emotion that was going to be. Was this going to be maybe you feel nostalgic, or that's what I was going for. But you didn't say that, so I was got to wondering what was going to be coming. The guilty and sad were very clear. So, on your remember my childhood, you talked about your parents getting a divorce and you wanting to go back in time and fix it so that they wouldn't get a divorce, and that was pretty poignant and interesting. Again, I didn't get what exactly the emotion was there on that one, but it was an interesting story nonetheless. And you then said, and that's why I remembered my childhood. Let's go on to the second one, though, it was better. On guilty, he tried to connect with his father, and his father pushed him away, and he said, I love you, son. You confess that you have not been a good son always, and you have placed your friendship with your adolescent friends over your mother, even though she's not going to be there forever, and you feel guilty about that. And I thought that was good storytelling and emotion of your guilt. And just remember to return to the emotion and say, and that's why I feel guilty. Yeah. And then you did at the very end, you saying, this is why it made me feel guilty at the very bottom. You did put that in, so that was good. On your third emotion, sad. Yeah, I call these divorced fathers that bring handful of gifts. I call them Disney dads. You know, they take you to Disneyland. They're full of fun, but it's usually the mothers that do the heavy lifting. You know, unfortunately. Yeah. So your sadness was palatable as you remembered and saw through what he was doing, and I thought that was pretty perceptive on your part, and so it was a little convoluted the way you presented it, but we finally got the idea that this made you sad, that this all had to happen. And these are difficult things to deal with when you're so young, because they come at tender times in children's development. You know. Your summary was fine. Your conclusion was okay, and your tie back was okay in relation to per se of what the stuff that I talked to you about already. Your canais, you said maintain eye contact, stay in the power stance, and make specific movement, purposeful movement, I guess you mean, with my hands rather than have them move everywhere. How'd it go?
I think for the eye contact, it was 50% better.
Uh-huh.
I was able to keep it every time I looked up or down. I tried to bring
You
it forward.
changed.
Yeah.
Good.
My hands is still up here. I wasn't. I thought about it. I put it down, but it just comes back up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You want to just let them be by your side, let them be natural if you can. I rarely say things about because people end up overcompensating, holding them stiffly at their side, which you don't want to do. So overall, you did a nice job. It was a little, the first one was a little abstract, but overall it was a good job, Andre. Thank you. Okay, next. That's it, as the fat lady sang. Okay, our work is done. Return with honor. Let's see, how do I stop this properly?